I'm going to change 423 to 400 as it ends in 0. Because 400 ends in a 0, I also know that it will be divisible by 5. To help me determine what 400 divided by 5 is going to be, I will remove the 0 from 400, making it 40. I know that 40 divided by 5 is going to be 8. Now I need to put the 0 back on the 40 so that it is 400 and divide that by 5. Because I did this to the 400, I have to do this to the 8, giving me 80. Therefore, my estimate quotient is 80. For my concrete model, I start with 4 flats, 2 rods, and 3 units. I am exchanging my 4 flats for 40 rods, as my 4 flats could not be evenly split among my 5 groups. These 40 rods will then be divided up among 5 groups. I am putting 8 rods in each group, as 40 divided by 5 is 8. With my remaining 2 rods, they can't be split evenly among 5, so I'm exchanging them for 20 units. From my basic facts, I know that 20 divided by 5 is 4, so I'm putting 4 units into each of the 5 groups. I am left with 3 units, which can't be divided by 5, so 3 is my remainder. I will now solve my equation pictorially. Each square will represent a flat, or a unit of 100. Each line will represent a rod, or a unit of 10. And the individual dots will represent a unit of 1. I am exchanging my 4 squares for 40 lines so that they can be split evenly among the 5 groups. From my basic facts, I know that 40 divided by 5 is 8, and so I will draw 8 lines in each group. I will then be left with 23. My 2 rods cannot be divided evenly into 5 groups, so I'm exchanging the 2 lines for 20 dots. From my basic facts, I know that 20 divided by 5 is 4, and so I'm drawing 4 dots in each group. I am now left with 3 dots, which can't be divided by 5, and so that will be my remainder. I will now show my work symbolically in relation to my concrete and pictorial examples. To start off, I know that 400 could be split evenly among 5 groups with 80 in each group, and so I will put an 8 in the 10 section and subtract 400 from 423, leaving me with 23. I know that 20 can be divided by 5, giving me 4, so I will put that in the 1 section. Subtracting 20 from 23, I am left with 3 as my remainder. I am going to partition 423 into multiple parts to create numbers that can be divided easier. I will partition it into 420 and 3. I am not going to partition 5 as it is a benchmark number for me. And because 420 both end in 0, they can both be divided by 5 with no remainder. I am going to break 400 down into 2 parts of 200 to make dividing by 5 a little easier. I will also bring down the 20 and the 3 to keep everything on the same line. Now I will divide everything individually by 5. I know that 200 has only one more zero than 20, and from my basic facts, I know that 20 divided by 5 is 4. And so I know that 200 divided by 5 is 40. The next 200 divided by 5 can follow the same rule. As mentioned previously, I know from my basic facts that 20 divided by 5 is 4. I can now add 40 plus 40 plus 4, which is going to give me the sum of 84. Now I know that 3 divided by 5 will not give me a whole number, and so 3 will be my remainder. So my quotient is 84, remainder 3. Finally, I'm just going to compare my estimation with my answer, and as you can see, it's only 4 numbers off, so this estimation is acceptable.